black bomber. It's a white guy that turns black when he yells black power.
Oh, fuck.
I'm sorry, I looked up the black bomber thing.
So he's like a white guy, and then he says black power, and then he turns into a black guy?
Yeah, he's like this huge kingpin-looking white motherfucker. What's weird is this isn't like an old comic. It's a new comic. It's clearly like relatively new. There's a black woman, and she's like, "Fuck you," and he's like, "Huh, well, wait until you see my power." And then he turns into a black guy with a giant fucking afro, and she doesn't seem impressed.
Oh,
this is actually very funny.
So he turns from a fat white guy into like a
stacked
black guy with an
because
afro?
all the fat on him turns into melanin. That's where like the material goes. All the masses, it turns into hair and melanin, and also that gold chain, which I guess he kept the hoodie and the shirt, presumably the pants, but the gold chain was manifested when he...
It's all the fillings in his teeth when he's white that come together.
So he goes, hold on, lady. Black power. And he goes, what's happening, baby? Meet the brown bomber. I only have my powers when I turn black. Or should I say, African American. Anyway, they only last for 1 hour. I call it CPT. Who the fuck wrote this? Who released this?
If this had topped the charts, the racial divide in America would have been healed. This right here could have fixed everything.
I call it CPT.
Well,
you fucking serious?
You have to assume that, not naturally, but entirely forced, he is now putting on the most exaggerated, like, AAVE voice he possibly can. You know, he's like giving it his all, and it sounds awful.
What's best is like this comic book has to write the fact that he's out there saving the day. He's got to like 59 minutes into his colored people time, and it goes away, and he turns into like a fat white guy in the middle of the hood where he needed his pass, and now he's got to like fight his way out as a dumpy chubster.
He just started the soft A, and then he flashes back to being a white guy, and he finishes it.
Right? Like, you're done. You're done, dude.
It's over.
Part of the transition is his voice cracks, so it comes out the hard ER because like, like what? You're done.
It's over.
King Kong's got nothing on you. Training day ending. Done.
It's over, and it's not getting better. You're finished. Fuck.
People are saying it's
funny.
AI art. It's not real.
No. That's got to be real. Yeah, no, it's listed on a comics registry site. It's from 2008. It was this was a JLA comic? This was from Justice League of America number 26.
Was it?
Yeah.
Are you joking?
No.
The idea that this character looks like Kingpin and turns into a black guy, is this a commentary on the Daredevil movie that came out when society got so angry about them turning Kingpin into a black guy for the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie?
Who the fuck could have gotten mad at that casting though? It's
great.
Michael Clark Duncan? Yeah, he was perfect. Who could have gotten mad at that?
One of my favorite characters as a kid, because I was a little fat kid. So I love Kingpin. I was like, oh, he's the best. He runs everything. He's a big fat. And then when they cast Michael Clark Duncan, I was like, oh, this is actually dope. And then that's the first time I think people started getting angry about people getting race cast differently.
No, they got mad about Samuel L. Jackson too.
In what?
When he because Nick Fury was a white guy.
You're
in the comic.
way beyond the Daredevil casting.
Really?
That was way later.
Oh, you're talking about the Ben Affleck Daredevil?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
You're right.
This was like,
I thought you were talking about the Netflix one.
I'm showing to my chat right now because I need chat to understand how large Michael Clark Duncan is, just so that, just in case they're not aware of the size of this unit of a man. He was great for that role. I've always loved Kingpin. Everyone loved him in Into the Spider-Verse. Everyone loved him in the movie, and I loved him in the comics. The Daredevil, I don't know if it was called like Daredevil Year One, the stuff that Frank Miller wrote back in the day of Daredevil when he's just starting out and he gets the shit kicked out of him and like all of his ribs broken by Kingpin. I fucking love Kingpin as a character, man. He's great. Yeah, and Michael was great as well. Sorry.
Yeah, he was fantastic. That I I'm mad that people hate that Daredevil movie so much because it fucking hit in a lot of ways. That fight scene at the end where he's fighting Michael Clark Duncan and he's like the water starts coming down and Daredevil gets in his zone and he just fucking kicks Michael Clark Duncan's knees out. So raw. So fucking raw.
No, it's
spoilers.
Really, there were a lot of really good parts to that movie and a lot of embarrassingly fucking bad parts to that movie. And unfortunately, they don't actually cancel out in retrospect.
Are you a fan of the Sandman at all?
Oh yeah, I loved the comics when I was younger, and I watched the Netflix show recently.
I liked it a lot. It kind of sucks how they can't incorporate all of the other DC universe into it because the comics had a lot of crossover, but I thought it was still good. The casting was pretty good. The guy they got to play Morpheus was pretty dead on.
Yeah, and it was never like this was like an incredibly hard adaptation to make too. We're not talking about like a layup here. Like we have to grade in a curve because the Sandman comics are so fucking weird that the fact that we got any adaptation that wasn't like dog shit is a miracle in itself.
Yeah, I'm glad it got another season too. It got renewed for another season.
And wait, it did?
Yes.
When was that confirmed?
A few months back.
Oh, it was renewed on November 2nd. Oh, okay. I completely missed that. I'm dumb. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's I'm excited for it because there's so much. We haven't even got to meet the rest of the Endless yet. For one thing, there was only Desire and Despair, and Death.
Well, we haven't seen the Hidden D, which I hope just looks like me basically when we finally get to him.
The one episode though that blew my mind was the diner episode. It's like a it's like a bad acid trip or something.
Yeah, I bet there are a lot of people who are watching who don't know, but basically
Okay.
it's like it feels like it's almost a movie, just a little bit shorter. It's like one 50-minute episode that's basically just about a crazy guy escapes from an asylum and gets the power to make dreams come true, and he sits in like a Midwestern diner and watches as the world falls apart because he's just like watching TV and kind of casually shifting the world around as he wants. And you just see glimpses of everything getting worse outside as like news clips and like updates from calls from the outside world and everything just kind of disintegrates. I think the thing that I can say about the Sandman adaptation that is the most positive is that they could have cast Benedict Cumberbatch as Morpheus and then they didn't, and I really appreciate that they didn't do that. The guy they did cast looks so fucked up, and it's actually perfect for the role, and I really appreciate that. They did a really good job.
Yes.
Finding.
Did they have the opportunity to work with him? He was like free and available, or
I'm just assuming that somebody would have
okay.
made that casting choice if given the opportunity, and I'm glad they weren't in charge. You know,
Yeah.
he's so fucked up looking. I can't stop looking at his like. He looks ridiculous, which is good. That's correct.
He looks very sad all the time.
He looks like he's gonna cry. He's like the most powerful being in existence, and all the time he looks like he's about to start sobbing. It's fucking perfect. It's so good for the character.